be true. And when you dance, I'm in the groove. You make me move, you make me move. You got it all inside of you. Feel it to be true. And when you dance, I'm in the groove. You make me move, you make me move. You got it all inside of you. Feel it to be true. And when you dance, I'm in the groove. You make me move, you make me move. You got it all inside of you. Feel it to be true. And when you dance, I'm in the groove. You make me move, you make me move. You got it all inside of you. Feel it to be true. And when you dance, I'm in the groove. You make me move, you make me move. You got it all inside of you. Feel it to be true. And when you dance, I'm in the groove.
Good evening and welcome to 365 Language Planet. This is Let's Speak English and Nihongo Live, episode 33. The theme of this episode is Summer 2025, part 1. The next part will be next week, and so please join that one too. So, before we start, let's check this month's 365 language stars, moons, and planets. So far, we have 2 stars, K Workshop and Kun Mama, way to go. And 1 moon, YO, nice job. And 3 planets, Takesh, A Hybrid, and nice job. If you want to become a 365 language planet, all you need to do is share an idea in the chat or in the comments. So, let's begin. Hajimemashou. The first question of tonight's show is, did you go to any new places this summer? 日本語で、この夏何か新しい場所に行きましたか? So please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります. All right, so the question is, did you go to any new places this summer? この夏、何か新しい場所に行きましたか? Please let me know by writing your answer in the chat. For me, I went to two new places this summer, Nara and Osaka. For the, of course, because it's a new place, so that means for the first time. But how about you? Did you go to any new places this summer? Please let me know by writing your answer in the chat. この夏、何か新しい場所に行きましたか? チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。The question is, did you go to any new places this summer? I have, other than not, I did go to Harajuku, Takeshita Dori. That was a new place for me this year. But how about you? Did you go to any new places this summer? Please let me know. この夏、何か新しい場所に行きましたか? Of course, you could say no. I didn't go to any new places this summer. How about you? Yeah. Did you go to any new places this summer? All right. Takesh, thank you for joining tonight's show. I went for a drive to Lake Shirakawa in Nagano. Wow, sounds exciting. I've never been to Lake Shirakawa. How was it? Was it a good trip? Do you recommend I go? I love lakes. And I think, a very important question for me is, was Lake Shirakawa cool? I want to go to cool places in the summer. I don't want to go to anywhere hot, if I can avoid it. All right, great answer, Takesh. Did you go to any new places this summer? Like I said, you could say no, I didn't. That's okay too. All right, Takanoda says, I didn't go anywhere new this summer. Okay, thank you for joining the show, Takanoda. Nice answer. As I said, that's fine. Sometimes no, I didn't go anywhere new this summer. Perfect. All right, K Workshop, thank you for joining tonight's show. So I went to Yatsugadake Mountain in Nagano yesterday. It was a very cool place. Nice. That sounds great. I love cool places. All right. Well, if you're still typing, please continue, and you can share your answers to the questions anytime during the show or after the show. Okay, well, let's move on. So now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. 今、チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。Yeah. So, if you want to, you can just change my question. My question was, did you go to any new places this summer? You might say, instead of new, you just change the adjective and say, like, did you go to any exciting places this summer? Um, did you go to any boring places this summer? Yeah, anything's okay. Or, you might make another question about summer, like, um, what was your favorite moment of this summer, for example? No, anything is okay. Right? And it doesn't have to be about summer. I ask, yeah, could be. You could write a question about anything. Anything is okay. Did you start anything new this summer? Just kind of a interesting question. I took my big one big thing I did this summer was I started going to a gym uh, for the first time in a very long time. How about you? Uh, yeah. If you have an idea, please write your idea in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。If you're just joining the show, you are welcome to share questions in the chat or in the comments. K Workshop says, did you get any way to prevent hot weather? Great question. No, no, I did not. Good question. How about you, K Workshop? Takanona says, did you go to see fireworks anywhere this summer? I saw the fireworks in Maebashi City from my house. Sounds fun. I actually, last night, I went to Takasaki and I watched the fireworks from a friend's home. It was beautiful. Very nice. All right. Y.O., thank you for joining tonight's show. Y.O. says, did you do any new activities this summer? Great question. New activities. Kind of. I kind of did. I started the language study club live stream, which I'm kind of taking a break at the moment, but I'm thinking about restarting this week sometime. How about you, Y.O.? Did you do any new activities this summer? That's a great question. All right. Well, if you're still typing, as always, please continue and please share your questions or ideas, answers, anytime. All right. Well, let's move on to the second question of tonight's show, which is, do you want to do anything before summer ends? 日本語で夏が終わる前に何かしたいことはありますか? So please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります. All right. So the question is, do you want to do anything before summer ends? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. 夏が終わる前に何かしたいことはありますか? チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. I know, as you know, many of the viewers of this show know, I really want to go to the beer garden at least one more time. Um, and unfortunately, I can't go this month, but I definitely want to go to the beer garden one more time next month. How about you? Do you want to do anything before summer ends? Please let me know by writing your answer in the chats or in the comments. 夏が終わる前に何かしたいことはありますか？チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。So, I definitely, for me, like I said, I definitely want to go to the beer garden one more time. That's the number one thing I want to do before summer ends. How about you? All right. If you're just joining the show, thank you. Thank you for studying with us. And please share your answers in the chat or in the comments. The question is, do you want to do anything before summer ends? 夏が終わる前に何かしたいことはありますか？ Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。If, with this question, a good phrase to use is, if I have time, because sometimes people are busy, they don't have time to do something fun. But, if I have time, I'd like to go to the swimming pool one more time this summer. How about you? If I have time, I would like to go mountain climbing. Or, even like, just, mountain climbing or take a hike in the forest. How about you? Do you want to do anything before summer ends? 夏が終わる前に何かしたいことはありますか? All right. YO says, I want to eat more watermelon before summer ends. Nice. For me, I'm okay with watermelon, but I would love to go to an ice cream shop and eat some delicious ice cream before summer ends. So yeah, that's a nice idea, YO. Okay, Workshop says, I don't want to, I guess, you add the phrase, I don't want to do anymore. That's enough. Funny, very funny. I was feeling like that this morning. Takanona says, I want to eat some red bean flavored shaved ice before summer ends. Nice idea. This summer, I have not eaten any shaved ice. So yeah, that's too bad. But yeah, great ideas. If you're still typing, please continue, and you can please share what you want to do before summer ends anytime. All right. Well, let's move on to the next section. So now, please write. Oh, Kan Mama. Thank you for joining tonight's show. And Mama says, I want to go to Karuizawa to cool down. Nice idea. I would love to go to Karuizawa too. Okay, so now please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください. You have 4 minutes. All right, so please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。It could be a simple question like, do you wanna eat shaved ice before summer ends? Or, you can make a completely new question like, do you study languages every day recently? Anything is okay. Right. If you're just joining the show for the first time, please feel welcome to join us in the chat. You can write a new question by changing my question, by making a question about summer 2025, or making a completely new question is okay as well. Recently I had it wasn't big trouble, but I had a little trouble this summer. How about you? Did you have any trouble this summer? I think that's a kind of interesting question, but it's your choice. You can make a question about anything you want. Did you drink a lot of beer this summer? uh, I did, but not as I think I drank less than I usually do. How about you? For example. Sometimes I've been oh, we got good. Okay, K Workshop says, are you suffering from summer fatigue? Great question. Yes. I was really suffering last Sunday, and I'm suffering again today. It seems like Sunday is it's a bad summer fatigue day for me. How about you, K Workshop? And I don't know if I clapped or not, so I'll clap again. It's a good question. Yeah, I was really suffering from summer fatigue last Sunday. It took me a couple days of drinking lots of water and Bacardi Sweat, but gradually I recovered. How about you? Okay, Takesh says, do you prefer spicy food or cold food on a hot day? Great question. I kind of like both. As many of you know, one of my favorite foods recently is cold tofu, right? Kind of cold tofu. So I love to eat tofu, and I usually I put kimchi on my tofu too. So it's kind of a combination of cold food and spicy food. How about you, Takesh? That was a great question. Okay, Takanona says, how long do you think the hot weather will last this year? Great question. I don't know, but I would say at least until October. I think, I always feel like Japan is usually very hot from May to October. And so hopefully by November, it will be cool. I hope. I pray. Please. Okay, Workshop says, so am I. I can't wait for autumn. Nice. Okay, well, great job, guys. If you are still typing, please continue, and you are welcome to share your question or answers anytime. Okay, well, let's move on to the third question, the last question of tonight's show, which is not a question. It's actually fun with languages, the game. So in this game, I will show you a useful phrase in Japanese. 日本語で便利なフレーズを紹介します。And then you have 2 minutes to write the phrase in English or any other language. 英語または他の言語でフレーズを書くのに2分間あります。And today's topic is like useful phrases for asking people who live in Japan. All right, so I will share 8 phrases. 8つのフレーズを紹介します。So, let's begin! 始めましょう。The first phrase is, and it's a very easy phrase, but let's try. 日本に住んでいますか? So you have 2 minutes. Okay. The big question is, how do you say this phrase in English or any other language? Let me know in the chat. このフレーズを英語や他の言語でどう言うでしょうか? チャットで教えてください。日本に住んでいますか? A simple phrase, but a very useful phrase. All right, nice idea, K Workshop. Yes, I think, this is a great question to start a conversation with people on the train or, at a festival, like Takasaki Festival, lots of foreign people. All right, nice idea, Kan Mama. And YO too, nice idea. So yeah, this should be very easy for people to ask. And of course, I'm using Japan as an example, but you can use this, about like any country. If you visit, if you visit Taiwan, you might ask them, do you live in Taiwan? If you visit Thailand, you can ask someone, I'm giving the answers away. But yeah, and not only Japan, like Nihon, but you can use it for prefectures. Like last time, I used this question about Osaka. Very, very useful first question to ask someone. All right, so as everyone said, you were all perfect. Do you live in Japan? So great job. All right, so the next phrase is 日本に住むのが好きですか? How do you say this phrase in English or any other language? Let me know in the chat. You have 2 minutes. このフレーズを英語や他の言語でどう言うでしょうか? チャットで教えてください. It's another very easy question, but a very useful question. I often meet people from different countries on the train, and I think, this is a great question to ask people. 日本に住むのが好きですか? How do you say this phrase in English or any other language? Let me know in the chat. All right, nice idea, K Workshop. Nihon ni sumu no ga suki desu ka? It's a good question, right? Nice idea, Nikesh. And nice idea, Kan Mama. This one, you have to be a little careful about using to. So with like, you can say either like and ing, like drinking, like shopping, or you can use to, but then you have to cut the ing. It's like to shop, like to drink. While, nice question. All right, so the answer is, do you like living in Japan? Do you like to live in Japan is okay as well. Both are fine. Do you like living in Japan or do you like to live in Japan? Great, nice job. Okay, let's move on to the next phrase. 日本に住むのが大好きです。あなたは? All right. So, we got 2 minutes. How do you say this phrase in English or any other language? Let me know in the chat. 日本に住むのが大好きです。あなたは? このフレーズを英語や他の言語でどう言うでしょうか? チャットで教えてください。Okay, nice little German. I like it. Nice, nice. Yeah, okay, nice sentence, Kanmama. Nice sentence, Takesh. If you want to make this sentence a little bit longer, I would add, and it's different than the Japanese. But honestly speaking, I would say I usually love living in Japan, but on the super hot days, not so much. But I still kind of do. I love staying inside. So great ideas. After this question, I think it's going to get a little bit more difficult. 日本に住むのが大好きです。あなたは? Okay, great job. Nice work. Okay, let's move on to, the answer. I love living in Japan. How about you? All right, so the next phrase is, 日本で何をするのが好きですか? All right, 2 minutes. How do you say this phrase in English or any other language? Let me know in the chat. このフレーズを英語や他の言語でどう言うでしょうか? チャットで教えてください。All right, nice idea, K workshop. 日本で何をするのが好きですか? All right, nice idea, Takesh. Yes, I think this would be a great question. As I live in Guma, so Guma Prefecture. So, if next time I meet someone from Guma, I think I will ask them this question. And all you gotta do is just change Nihon to Guma. Guma de nani o suru no ga suki desu ka? All right. Nice question. Nice answer from Mama. All right. Great answer, Yo. Yes. So, this is a useful question. I wish. Oh, yes. Yeah, K Workshop. Perfect. Like changing, Nihon to Takasaki. Nice. Yes, I would say I love going to the beer garden. And yes, going out. I love going out in Takasaki. Okay, so the answer is, what do you like to do in Japan? What do you like doing in Japan would be okay as well. But yeah, great job, nice job. Okay, so the next phrase is, 日本で一番好きな場所はどこですか? All right. So you have 2 minutes. How do you say this phrase in English or any other language? Let me know in the chat. 日本で一番好きな場所はどこですか? このフレーズを英語や他の言語でどう言うでしょうか? チャットで教えてください。日本で一番好きな場所はどこですか? All right, nice idea, Takesh. I would say, for me, my answer to this question would be the Sapporo Beer Garden Festival. But maybe it's a tough one. All right, nice idea, K Workshop. Nice idea, Kan Mama. I love, maybe my number 2 place would be Dotonbori in Osaka. And maybe number 3, the Takashimaya Beer Garden. All right. Nice question, Lyle. All right. Okay, so the answer is, what's your favorite place in Japan? So in English, when you talk about place, actually, people often use what, what's your favorite place? If you talk about a verb like to eat or drink, then you can use where, where's your favorite place to eat? Where's your favorite place to drink? But if you no action, then I'll just use what's. What's your favorite place? What's your favorite place in Japan? Best, you can use best too, but it's a little tough. What place do you like the best in Japan? So, anyways, great job, everyone. Nice job. Okay, let's move on to the next phrase. 日本で好きなお祭りはありますか? All right, I think this is a great question because there are 2 minutes. Okay. There are many nice omatsuri in Japan. How do you say this phrase in English or any other language? Let me know in the chat. 日本で好きなお祭りはありますか? このフレーズを英語や他の言語でどう言うでしょうか? チャットで教えてください。日本で好きなお祭りはありますか? All right, nice idea, Takesh. Nice idea, K Workshop. I just last night I went to the Takasaki Omatsuri, which was fantastic. I think maybe that's my new favorite Omatsuri. Nice idea, Ryan. So I tried, sometimes people ask, using WH question, like what, like what's your favorite place? But this one, Takanona, nice idea. I kind of want to try to make a yes/no question. And so, yeah, both, you can use WH questions, you can use yes/no questions. So great. All right, so the answer is, do you have a favorite festival in Japan? Are there any festivals you like in Japan? Okay, too. Okay, too. What's your favorite festival in Japan? That's okay, too. Great. Okay, so great job. All right, let's move on. This is going to get a little bit more difficult. Okay, the next phrase is, Nihon de no seikatsu de I'm going to say, 気に入っていることは何ですか? All right, that's a tough one to say in Japanese. How do you say this phrase in English or any other language? Let me know in the chat. 日本での生活で気に入っていることは何ですか? So yeah, this is definitely a little bit more of a challenge. このフレーズを英語や他の言語でどう言うでしょうか? チャットで教えてください。日本での生活で気に入っていることは何ですか? So this is a little bit, it's a kind of tough question, but I think it's a very important question, and it's a good question to ask people. All right, Takesh, nice idea. Great job using what? All right, K-Workshop, nice idea too. Great. My PC's battery is a little bit low, so plug it in. Nihon de no seikatsu de ki ni itte iru koto wa nan desu ka? Nice idea, Ryo. I would kind of recommend using about instead of to, but nice idea. Takanona, nice idea. Okay, so the answer is, what do you like about living in Japan? So yeah, it's a little bit of a tough question because, it's using like what do you like? And then, but about living in Japan. Okay, great job. Okay, I think there's only one or two more left. Okay, so. Okay, well, this is the last one. This is the last one for tonight. 日本にどれくらい住んでいますか? All right, you have 2 minutes. How do you say this phrase in English or any other language? Let me know in the chat. 日本にどれくらい住んでいますか? このフレーズを英語や他の言語でどう言うでしょうか? チャットで教えてください。How do you say this phrase? Okay, the phrase, sorry. 日本にどれくらい住んでいますか? I often ask people this question when I talk, I meet new people from different countries. It's a very Very useful question. Nice idea, K-Workshop. This one is the last question because the grammar is a little bit challenging. That's why this question is difficult because of the grammar. We talk about this is like an activity that you're doing now and in the past. In the past. So instead of present tense, it's good to use the present perfect. All right. Nice idea, Kanwan, and nice idea, Yo. Nice idea, Teknona. Great job. So for this question in English, it's good to use have. Because you're talking about from now to before, and it's kind of continuing. Okay, so the answer is, how long have you lived in Japan? Another sentence you could say is, yes, that's right. Yes, I was just saying that's another way you could say it. It's how long have you been living in Japan is okay too. Yeah, both. How long have you lived in Japan or how long have you been living in Japan is okay too. All right. Well, great job, everyone. Way to go. All right. So that's the end of tonight's show. Thank you so much for studying together. We do this show, Let's Speak English and Nihongo live every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Japan Standard Time. So, if you haven't already, please subscribe and give the show a big thumbs up. All right. I hope everyone has a great night, and I'll see you next time. また近いうちに会いましょう. Thank you too, Yo. Have a good night. Till next time.